for Husky fans is his older brother Taylor also played for the Huskies. I played against Taylor in high school and played with him in the Carl Young League before we both went off to college. I went to Stephen F. Austin, and he, of course, went to McNeese before transferring to HBU.
Now Jonathan Dukoff hits it on the left side, backhanded by Frigier. The throw to first, and what a play! Frigier over to the first baseman Chisholm, and Chisholm with a great stretch. Let's look at the lineup defensively for the Bearcats as Gossett is on the mound. Johnson behind the plate. Chisholm and McKnight on the right side. Frigier and Hafner is on the left side. Harp in center field, flanked in right by Hearn, and Bonner in left.
So Frigier, big offensive component for the Bearcats, but also showing why he was a first-team All-Southland Conference shortstop.
Look at that last play. Dukoff, center fielder, backhanded Frigier, quick to his feet. He didn't see the look there. He didn't get to see the stretch there by the first baseman Chisholm, but worth a look again as that is on the outer half of the plate. Spencer Halloran, the left fielder. Halloran hitting .325 on the year. He's got 9 home runs and 40 RBIs. And check swing. He went around. That is out number 2. Halloran goes back to the dugout. He doesn't think so. He kind of shaking his head. I don't think I went around.
For Gossett, that's his 42nd strikeout of the season. We saw it in the numbers when they first started, and there's another better look at the tattoo on his arm. He had just 9 walks to 41 strikeouts. He picks one up there for his 42nd.
Matt Heck takes a breaking pitch down and away, ball 1. Heck, senior, right fielder. Heck at .355 in the cleanup spot.
So he was the Southland Conference Hitter of the Year and a first-team All-Southland Conference selection to go with it. Big catalyst of the Huskies lineup.
He is their leading hitter in their lineup. Holds that bat high. Swing and a miss at a pitch down. Gotzett's got a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Thanks for joining us at Consolation Field here in Sugar Land. Another elimination game. Hit on the left side. Third baseman comes up with it, but not going to be in time as Hafner. That ball handcuffed him a little bit.
To Hafner, a converted shortstop, having coming over to the Bearcats from Buffalo, who disbanded their baseball program last season. You see that hard chopper. He corrals it by keeping in front of him. Unfortunately, by the time he fields it, makes a throw, he's safe at first.
So Heck is at first base. Pulshan. Jake Pulshan, catcher. Swing and a miss. Gossett off speed. Strike 1. Officially, they haven't ruled anything on that ball that Heck hit to Hafner, whether that be an infield hit or an error.
So Pulshan you saw from California. He's part of that California pipeline that head coach Jared Moon has created for the Huskies.
Fastball outside.
Say 7 California natives on the Husky roster.
Lead at first and throw over back to first base, and Heck goes back in sliding safely. Well, he's already got his uniform dirty, just the way you like it, Kyle.
There we go. So it's officially ruled an error at third base.
Slider on the outer half of the plate. Leadoff home run by DePretta Johnson giving HBU a early lead.
And then with that error, that's the 12th now for Hafner. Second most on the team. Frigier has 15 at shortstop.
See how numbers work. It's 2-2 with 2 outs and 22 pitches for Gossett.
So you see the hats for the HBU Huskies. SF in memorial of Santa Fe High School, the tragedy that struck there. They've been wearing them all tournament long, and in fact, prior to the first pitch last night between the Huskies and Privateers, Santa Fe High School baseball coach Ronnie Wolf threw out the ceremonial first pitch with his team standing behind him.
The community has really come together.
So you saw how well the Houston community reached out to each other in wakes of the hurricane. Anytime there's tragedy, we're all here for each other. It's great to see the Huskies paying tribute to Santa Fe High School.
Pulshan has got a count of 2-2. Gossett delivers. Hit on the left side, right to the shortstop. Frigier goes the short way and retires the side in the top of the first for HBU. But DePretta Johnson, a leadoff home run, hanging pitch, and he deposited it over the left field wall. His 5th home run of the season for a 1-0 lead so far for HBU. And now it is Sam Houston State's turn to come to the plate. Go in the bottom of the first. And looking at the lineup for Sam Houston State Bearcats, Blake Chisholm to lead it off, followed by Eric Bonner, Andrew Frigier, Clayton Harp, Jack Rogers, Hunter Hearn, Ben Hafner, Gavin Johnson, and Riley McKnight.
Say 4 players with all conference honors in that lineup, led by Andrew Frigier, first team All-South in conference. Hunter Hearn was second team All-South in conference, while Clayton Harp and Blake Chisholm were both named to the honorable mention All-South in conference team.
Matt Deggs, head coach with that lineup. Brady Batten for the Huskies, making his 14th start of the season. A couple of games under 500 with the win-losses, but a good ERA. He eats innings. Good control, too. 37 walks in those 84 2/3 innings. 67 strikeouts. Not going to overpower you, but pitches to contact, and on occasion he'll get a big strikeout here and there.
I'll say, throws a lot of fastball slider to hitters. Has a changeup that he tends to use as a show-me pitch, but he's going to live and die by those first 2 pitches.
And Batten throwing to the catcher, Jake Pulshan, and the defense behind Batten has Buck and Fitzgerald on the right side, DePretta Johnson, Simone on the left side, Dukoff in center, flanked in right by Heck, and in left by Halloran. That's a lineup defensively. No, it's Batten against Blake Chisholm, and Chisholm leads off. First baseman. And the first pitch in the bottom of the first is low, and it looked like Batten lost his footing on there, and he fell down. Kind of an interesting landing for Brady Batten.
You saw him missing with where his landing foot would have hit on the mound right after that pitch. He's trying to fill in maybe a hole in the mound.
That is a foul ball down the first baseline, just foul, according to first base umpire Bobby and Trenken. Home plate umpire for the game today is Jason Blackburn, which is mentioned in Trekken at first. The umpire at second is Ron Teague, and Chuck Busey is the umpire at third. Count of 1 ball and 1 strike to Blake Chisholm, and the pitch. Low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, that first game, the elimination game with Nichols coming up off the deck with 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, 2-2 stalemate after 7. They go in, they give up 4 unearned runs in the top of the 9th. They're down but not out, and they rally, scoring 5, and they move on to play Northwestern State right after this one.
Meanwhile, the winner of this will play New Orleans later tonight. The 2-2. Breaking ball is hit. Short hop by the second baseman Fitzgerald, 1 away.
I see Batten, 5 pitches, 1 out. Doing a good job mixing in his fastball and slider here early on. He's starting to establish his zone.
Eric Boert. Eric Bonnert, left fielder.
Local boy from just down the road in Cypress, Texas.
.351 batting average for Bonnert. 1 home run, has 10 RBIs. Strike on the outer half of the plate. We had mentioned this yesterday that, of course, with Sam losing the top seed, the defending champion of the last couple of seasons in this tournament. Last team to lose a opening round game in the Southland Conference tournament and come back to win the conference championship was the 2013 Central Arkansas Bears. 2-2 the count. There's a swing and a miss, and he struck him out, and Bonnert becomes out number 2 in the inning.
Now batting number 7, Andrew Frigier.
Look at this pitch. Challenged him with the fastball.
It goes right at him. With a little bit on the outside corner, forced him to go out and try to get it and burns him for the second out. It's the first strikeout.
Andrew Frigier, shortstop. One ball, no strikes for Frigier. Frigier, .330. Batting average on the year. Pops it high and foul, and it'll be out of play behind home plate. He has 11 home runs. That leads their ball club with also 49 RBIs.
A very solid production from your shortstop. Usually, a very solid glove, not necessarily going to be a big power hitter. However, that's what he is for the Bearcats.
That's kind of changed over the years, where the shortstop, the middle infielders were not necessarily your power guys, but they have become stronger and better athletic players. They can have the range, the good glove, but they also can hit for power and RBIs. I guess the shortstop that kind of broke all that mold was Cal Ripken Jr., big shortstop. Usually your shortstops are smaller guys, but Ripken changed that. Breaking ball hit, backhanded by the shortstop DePreta Johnson. Throw to first, got him! Oh, what a play! DePreta Johnson. He hits a home run in the top of the inning, and then he makes a good play to end the bottom of the first. Look at this again. One shortstop throwing out the other. And, boy, that was close, but what a play. So it's 1-0 HBU at the end of 1 here on ESPN. And HBU leading 1-0, and so far through the first inning, it's been the Tyler DePretta Johnson show. Making this great play deep in the hole at short, off-balance throw, and he just gets Frigé at first base.
Yeah, after the home run to lead things off, makes that great play defensively to end the first. It's the Huskies up 1-0.
Grant Buck, first baseman. Count of 1 ball, 1 strike to Buck. 278 batting average, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. Comes up empty on the cut there.
So he's a big target for the Huskies, coming in standing at 6'6". He's a part of that California pipeline, one of 7 Huskies from that state.
Carlsbad, Southern California. In between LA and San Diego. And for strike 3 called. I don't think that Buck thought that was strike 3, and he had a few words for Jason Blackburn, the home plate umpire. See if he had a beef or not. Well, could have gone either way.
It was inside, but with 2 strikes, you got to be protecting the plate. Just like that, he goes down looking.
Like we learned a long time ago when we played baseball, you can't be choosy with 2 strikes. There's Jake Scott, another Southern California kid. Outer half of the plate, strike called. Gossett has got a couple of strikeouts now. Breaking ball, beautiful, in for a strike called. I was really impressed with DePretta Johnson. That play at shortstop.
Yeah, it's one of those Derek Jeter type plays.
Shortstop Frigé, 2 outs.
Showing he's good with the glove as well.
He's very good with the glove. We've seen him make a couple of plays in this tournament. In fact, you know what? We've seen really good plays defensively in the games that we've seen here today.
Absolutely.
And yesterday and Wednesday. Elijah Simone, third baseman. 276, 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. And the first pitch he sees is lifted foul, out of play, strike 1.
So Simone looking to bounce back after last night's loss to New Orleans, where he went over. In their first game against Central Arkansas, that one misses outside. First pitch against Central Arkansas, he went 3 for 4 with an RBI.
The 1-1 from Gossett. It's fouled back. One, 2, and it's Gossett using his tall frame. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. Simone hit it, and Gossett went up for it. HBU 1-0, middle of the second.
Honoring all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. Every division, every sport. The Learfield Directors Cup. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook, find us online and on Twitter. The Learfield Directors Cup.
The NCAA College World Series returns to Omaha. Catch the CWS action and style with the NCAA experience, powered by Prime Sport. Enjoy premium seats, pre-game hospitality, and create memorable moments. Make memories that last a lifetime with the NCAA experience. Be a VIP. Visit ncaa.com/CWS.
Leadoff home run by the shortstop Tyler DePretta Johnson for HBU, and they have a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the second inning. And so far, seen, like as we were talking about, Kyle, some good baseball, some good defensive plays.
And for DePretta Johnson, he's one of the surest hands in the Southland Conference, but also the nation. In 264 chances, he's only made one error on the season.
Leading off for the Bearcats, number 47.
Clayton Harp will lead off for Sam Houston. Harp, looking at his numbers, with a .323 batting average on the season, has 5 home runs and 29 RBIs. Batten takes a deep breath before he comes home, and the pitch. Two more games here today. And that's hit right to the first baseman, Buck. He'll step on the bag himself, one away. HBU seeded number 1. They lost their first game in extra innings. So how difficult would you think it is to come back from the loser's bracket after you lose that first game?
I'll say it's a big hit because you are forced to play extra games. If you stay in the winner's bracket, 4 wins will get you that automatic qualifying spot. It's all you need. But now coming out, you're forced to play those extras just to get to that opportunity. The winner of this one has to play tonight against New Orleans, and if the winner of this beats New Orleans tonight, they'll force an if-necessary game just to advance out of the bracket to the championship game.
Jack Rogers has got a count of 1-1. That's backhanded by DePretta Johnson. This time he can't make the play. That was difficult. And Rogers is safe at first base.
So I'd have to think that's going to be a base hit, hard hit ball. If it is, that'll be Rogers' second here in Sugar Land. We'll take another look. Shoots it into the gap. DePretta Johnson forced to leave his feet. I don't think he was going to have a play at first.
No, that should be an infield hit, and it is. They will give Rogers the infield hit. So that's the first hit for Sam Houston State. They had 56 different lineups in 58 different games, Sam Houston State.
You and I talked about it on the broadcast in their game yesterday. It's consistently inconsistent. However, it's paid dividends. They're 39-19 coming in. The Southland Conference regular season champ. They've had success here in Sugar Land, winning the last 2 championships.
Hunter Hearn, right fielder. Runner goes. The pitch is hit on the left side. Third baseman Simone charges, and he gets the runner at first, Hearn. But advancing to second is Rogers.
So Hearn looks like he rolls over on it. Fortunately for him, it's not a double play ball, as that one skips in, forces Simone to come charging in. The only play is at first, and the Bearcats have 2 down, but 1 on second.
That was a good play by Simone.
Yeah, very athletic for him to come in and get rid of it quickly.
Number 6, Ben Hafner.
There's Ben Hafner. Hafner, teammate at second base, 2 outs. And Batten delivers, and the first pitch misses for a ball.
Hafner had a pitch hit in their first round against New Orleans. Then yesterday, in their win over Central Arkansas, he went 1 for 2.
Outside. Sam scored 4 runs in the first inning in yesterday's game against Central Arkansas, and they made it hold up, including an hour-and-a-half weather delay. Lightning and rain came yesterday.
I say, looking at the field now, you have no idea that it was a torrential downpour yesterday. There was standing water in the warning track in certain spots of the field. Just shows a great job by this grounds crew to keep this field ready day in, day out. And here we are. It's beautiful weather here on day 3 of the Southland Conference Tournament, and it's turned out to be a great day for some baseball.
And we talked about how Southland has run a good tournament along with Sugarland, them working together to make everything run smoothly here at Consolation Field. Grounds crew is a big part of that, especially because they've had weather delays the first 2 days of this tournament. It's fouled out of play.
So the good thing is, though, despite those delays, they haven't had to push any games to later days. We are a little bit behind schedule. This one was supposed to start at noon, but the first game running long, and that was just baseball holding that up. It was a very long 9-inning game. Nichols rallying, and they'll play the game after this. So short rest for them.
Breaking pitch stays high, ball 4, and Hafner, a 2-out walk, is at first. Got runners at first and second for Sam here in the bottom of the second inning. As a player, do you prefer, after you've played one game, to take maybe 30 minutes like a doubleheader and play the second game, or would you like that long 4-hour rest in between games?
See, that's not something I ever really had to experience being a pitcher, because if I was pitching, it was just once my game was over, I was done. So if I pitched the first game, I'd do whatever my team needed to help me get ready. If I was the second game, I was probably told ahead of time, and I didn't have to worry so much about the first game, so I could still go about my preparation. But from a hitting standpoint, when you talk about being game ready, having your eyes and everything dialed in, it is going to be an impact to go from playing to resting to having to get hot again.
Because with the doubleheader and a usual typical doubleheader, 30 to 45 minutes in between games, you're not waiting around for a long time.
Right, you could almost attribute that time between games to a long inning.
Like we had in the game between Nichols and Southeastern.
Yeah, the top of the ninth itself was over 45 minutes, and then you go to the bottom frame. So right there, that had already been enough time to reset for the doubleheader.
Gavin Johnson's got a count of 3-0, and Fulshon, the catcher, out to talk to his pitcher, Batten.
So he's just eclipsed 30 pitches, but unfortunately he's fallen way behind here, 3-0. So just trying to give him a little bit of a breathing room, calm him down, and get him back settled in on the mound. Went 3 up, 3 down in the first, so didn't have to switch to the stretch until this inning. Just trying to make sure he's comfortable out there. See him take a deep breath on the mound.
Rogers at second base. Hafner at first, and that's down the middle, strike called. Two outs, the 3-1, and it has loaded the bases. Ball 4.
So he retired his first 4, getting a ground out to first to start things off. And then it's been a single, ground out, walk as the bases loaded for the Bearcats.
Riley McKnight, the number 9 hitter for the Bearcats. Let's get a teammate on every base. Rogers at third, Hafner at second, Johnson at first. Batten holding on to the 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning. It's early, but here's a big moment in the game. Will it stay in play? Nope, it will not.
Well, so when you look at these lineups top to bottom, these might be the 2 most well-balanced lineups here in the conference tournament. So from an offensive standpoint, both teams have threats all throughout 1 through 9, so it's going to be a matter of which team blinks first. It was one pitch to DePretta Johnson in the opening frame that gave them their 1-0 lead, but here the Bearcats threaten with the bases loaded.
Bratton delivers. And Batten now has got a count of 1-1 to the hitter, Riley McKnight. Went upstairs, and he got McKnight to chase.
That was a big hack. Yeah, he was looking for an RBI base hit right there. Now he's behind 1-2.
Batten is one strike away from wiggling out of the bases loaded jam here in the bottom of the second inning. McKnight is hitting just a .185 on the season. This is only his 25th start of the year. He did not go around, says first base umpire Bobby Entrenkin. And it is 2-2 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Fly ball in the left field. Going back is the left fielder. Up. It's up against the wall. And this will clear the bases. And going into third is McKnight.
So it's a bases clearing triple, and it has him and the Bearcats on top. That's his second of the season, and it couldn't come at a better time. You look at this great piece of hitting, driven right out to about where DePretta Johnson's home run was. You thought it might leave the yard. You see him run into the wall there, that being Halloran, and the Bearcats bring 3 home.
So the Bearcats have a lead of 3-1, and the fans enjoy that here at Consolation Field. A triple for McKnight. That is his second triple of the year. And the pitch to Blake Chisholm. Ball 1. The Rogers, Hafner, and Johnson all come home. Chisholm. Batten has thrown quite a few pitches in this second inning.
There's a very efficient first inning. Unfortunately, struggled a little bit with the zone and leaves that one up for the triple. And now already back behind 2-0 in this count. Big swing there by Chisholm. There's the count to 2-1. Remember, Chisholm grounded out to second base to lead off the bottom of the first. And now he'll walk over to head coach Matt Deggs at third. Words of encouragement, trying to get him to calm down. Now he'll walk back up. It's a 2-1 count.
Ball was hit really well by McKnight. Like we said, he has limited playing time. Only his 25th start, and he was hitting just 185.
I say, the numbers don't reflect it, but you see his size there. He's a big frame. He's coming up in another big spot, looking to tack on another run for the Bearcats. Say, not often you see your first baseman as your leadoff man, but obviously Matt Deggs likes what he sees in him to put him at the top of the lineup.
Well, we said that Matt Deggs likes to play the hunch, if you will.
Oh, he's a by-the-gut coach, yes, absolutely.
So I would imagine that numbers and analytics are not his thing, right? This will be a foul ball, and this will be out of play. Simone and DePretta Johnson chasing after it. So it's 2-2 with 2 outs.
To Chisholm, he's from the area, Friendswood, Texas, so not too far down the road here from Sugar Land.
This one's hit, and it's through for a base hit, and they tack on another run, like you said. Chisholm with his 33rd RBI. The RBI brings home McKnight from third base, and the score is 4-1, Sam Houston State.
He falls behind the count, has some words of encouragement from his head coach, Matt Deggs, a foul ball, and then that single through the right side has the Bearcats with another run here. It's a 4-1 ball game. And that'll bring a mound visit from HBU pitching coach Xavier Hernandez. Some of y'all might know of his name. Former Astro for a period of time. Was in the major leagues for a long time.
Well, known as the X-Man, relief pitcher. That number 31 that you see there is the number he wore as a Major League Baseball player. From the Beaumont area. He used to have a good splitter, I remember.
Was a very effective relief pitcher for a long time in the major leagues. There you see some action in the Husky bullpen. It's number 11, Marshall Huron.
Eric Bonnert goes after the first pitch and pops it foul. Catcher Pulshan, does he make the play? Oh, what a play by Pulshan. That's always a tough play for a catcher, especially going back on a ball, throwing the mask, and Pulshan did a good job, and it gets HBU out of the inning. Look at it again, battling that with the running into the wall. He was afraid of that maybe, but Sam Houston State with 4 in the bottom of the second.
What does it mean to be Southland strong?
It's not just big wins.
It's success in the classroom
and being engaged with service,
family, passion,
integrity,
overcoming adversity,
hard work and dedication,
bettering people around you,
striving for excellence,
leadership and competition
on our campuses
and in our communities.
We are Southland strong.
Sam Houston State leading 4-1 as we move to the third inning here from Constellation Field in Sugar Land, Texas, home of the Sugar Land Skeeters. Gerald Sanchez along with Kyle Rogers, and an early home run by HBU to take a 1-0 lead, but Sam answering with 4 of their own in the last half inning.
I say Sam doing a great job of just taking the pitches that are given to them, and they're able to plate 4 to take a lead. So they didn't get 2 down after an early mistake to Depreta Johnson as he hit the home run. It's a triple to the same part of the field, and then an RBI single through the right side, and they're back on top.
So let's see how HBU answers here as we move to the top of the third inning. Leading it off for the Huskies be the second baseman, Jack Fitzgerald. Riley Gossett had a 1-2-3 second inning, the starting pitcher for the Bearcats. And the first pitch is down the middle, strike called. Gossett, when he was a senior, pitched in the state championship game in 2015 for Cy Ranch, his high school, and he was the winning pitcher. The 1-1 on the way. And he could not hold up. That is a swinging strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
So it's his 3rd strikeout now as he completes 1 time through the lineup. Gets him chasing on that off-speed pitch. Take another look.
Now Fitzgerald
just drops off the table.
Top of the order now with Tyler Depreta Johnson. And the pitch, breaking ball, and that falls off the table for a strike called.
Good pitch after having that home run. Nepretta Johnson representing the only offense for the Huskies so far with that home run in the first inning. Starts them off some off speed on the outside.
One and one. Back up the middle, off of Gossett. Will he have a play? Oh, what a play! Gossett!
Save tough play coming off the mound. Does a great job of getting rid of it. Throws a little off the mark, but Chisholm, that 6'5" frame, is able to pull it down and get right back on the bag. See right there, quick hop comebacker. He comes right off the mound and fields it with the bare hand. Quick toss, it's the only chance he had, and Chisholm comes up, leaping off his feet, and comes back down, establishing himself for the out.
That was an impressive play on both ends for Gossett to stay with it and able to get it over to the first baseman Chisholm. And then Chisholm, like you said, long frame, able to keep his spike on the bag. Wow.
Just like that, 2 down now.
Jonathan Dukoff, the right fielder, or center fielder, beg your pardon, takes a first pitch. That is a strike called. No balls and 1 strike. Now, we talked about it. We've seen some really good defensive plays.
Say it's continuing to hold true. It's been a theme all weekend with just great plays all around. And there's one right there by the pitcher and first baseman.
Yeah, Nepretta Johnson, who made a great play, now had a good play turned against him. Sometimes it works out where it's in your favor, and sometimes it goes against you, huh?
Absolutely. We'll say baseball is a funny sport in how that plays out.
Yeah, baseball is the game that you, just when you think you've got it figured out, it figures you out. Yeah, it's a very humbling game. There's no such thing as you dominating the game of baseball. Breaking pitch in for a strike, and the count is full to Dukoff.
So you talked about Gossett being a state champion in high school. His freshman year back in 2016, he was a freshman All-American for the Bearcats, going 19-15 with a 2.64 ERA.
The 3-2 with 2 outs, and the pitch is fouled.
So he missed that last season with a labrum issue. Was all set to be in the weekend rotation again last year. Right before the season started, though, came down with injury, and unfortunately he missed that whole year. Bearcats, of course, last year went on to win this tournament, as well as the Texas Tech Regional, and made it to the Florida State Super Regional, their first Super Regional in program history.
And the first for any Southland Conference school to come out of the regional. 3-2. Bounce foul.
So you look at them, their pitching staff. Heath Donica was a big loss for them last year. Big arm for them. And he's the only one that's not back from that pitching staff that made them all the way to the regional. Super regional.
Dukoff hanging tough.
And in fact, in that Texas Tech regional, it was Heath Donica who took the loss. So from a win perspective, all the arms for the Bearcats are back. So you look at a team that might be deep enough to come out of the loser's bracket, and it's certainly the top-seeded Bearcats.
Just a bit outside, and Gossett loses Dukoff. That's the first walk given up by Riley Gossett.
Left fielder number 14, Spencer Holleran.
That brings up Spencer Holleran, the left fielder. Holleran 0 for 1, struck out swinging back in the first inning.
So he's a first-team All-Southland Conference selection. 1 of 2 for the Huskies. Is on deck is Matt Heck, the Southland Conference Hitter of the Year.
Don't normally see a pitcher with the tattoos like that. Usually the pitcher has sleeves that cover the tattoos. That's in for a strike. But Gossett definitely showing off the artwork.
Absolutely, yeah. He's covered in ink. And now he's facing Holleran. Holleran, who went 0 for last night, is looking to reclaim his first game appearance, in which he went 2 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs scored.
And the count is 0-2. HBU many years ago played in the NAIA. Open stance. That's strike 3 called, and Halloran knew it. 2 strikeouts of the inning for Riley Gossett, middle of the third.
Have you been thinking about diversifying with gold but don't know how? Hi, I'm Mike Fulgens, president of Universal Coin and Bullion. As an award-winning nationwide dealer, we help clients get the answers they need to discover the beauty, security, and strength of gold in their portfolio.
Call us today at 866-UCB-GUIDE to receive our award-winning Gold Guide free. That's 866-822-4843.
You deserve a bank that's uncomplicated and insightful. A bank that's overachieving, understanding, and always focused on what's important to you. We're that bank, helping you create your success. Mid-South Bank.
Sam Houston State with a lead of 4-1. As we go to the bottom of the third inning against HBU.
So you talk about a team that can come out of the loser's bracket and potentially win it all, and that's the Bearcats. And last season, they won it all for the second straight year. Here's a look at that final play.
Celebration begins. What a great feeling for Matt Deggs and the Sam Houston State Bearcats. So perhaps they could come back here, and if they're off to a good start in this game, they've got to win 2 games today to survive.
Yeah, the winner of this one will go on to face 8 seed New Orleans, who's in the final, who's been in the winners bracket this whole time after upsetting the Bearcats in the first round. Whoever, if they were to win that again, they would have to force an if necessary game against the Privateers tomorrow.
Andrew Frigier has got a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, we talked about it in the game earlier here today between Nichols and Southeastern, is that you have teams above New Orleans and above Nichols that are now eliminated, like McNeese, Central Arkansas, and now Southeastern.
That's right. Southeastern was the number 2 seed coming into the tournament.
Frigier lifts it into the air to center field. Dukoff, 1 away.
Yeah, from a higher seed perspective, it's proven that, anything can happen here in Constellation Field in Sugar Land. So the top-seeded Bearcats falling in the first round. Now they're trying to come back out of losers bracket, facing 4th-seeded HBU right now. You've seen other teams already eliminated. Number 5 seed Central Arkansas. You have the Colonels of McNeese. The Colonels of Nichols. They were the number 7 seed. They're gone. McNeese, the Cowboys, they've gone home. And now the number 2 seed at Southeastern Louisiana Lions were just eliminated in the previous game by the Colonels. I had misspoke. I said the Colonels were gone. They've obviously advanced to play tonight.
When talk about the game and a season-saving rally, trailing by 4 runs, going into the bottom of the 9th, and they score 5.
Well, and it's just how that inning played out. It was 4 unearned runs that gave the Lions the lead, and you think, a few insurance runs here, they take advantage of a few mistakes, they have plenty of cushion, but it's the Colonels who don't break under that pressure and able to score 5 runs and take advantage of an error to end the game on what you thought might have been a game-ending double play. The throw gets away, and they win it.
Clayton Harp's got a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. He's 0 for 1. That game almost ran 4 hours long. Leadoff walk, a 1-out walk. Clayton Harp goes over to first base.
So he's now been in all 3 games for the Bearcats. He had a hit against New Orleans and a hit yesterday against Central Arkansas, and now reaches there on the walk.
Brings up Jack Rogers.
Say both pitchers now in this game up over 50 pitches. Is he batting with 54?
Lead at first for Harp. Batten with the quick throw over, but getting back in there safely is Harp.
So good job of trying to limit his lead. Harp on the season is 13 of 15 in stolen bases, so he is a threat over there at first base.
Simone, third baseman, is creeping in a little bit. Looks like Batten is just, his mechanics are not sound. He's holding on to the ball a long time. That arm is dragging.
It feels like he's just rushing up there instead of going through his motion in one fluid motion. It feels like he's compartmentalizing and trying to do certain parts of it too fast.
Runner goes. It is foul to the first baseline.
See, a few times now he's broken his hands, expanding his arms before he's even started his legs going to the plate. So he's forcing himself to play catch-up in his motion.
That usually spells trouble for a pitcher when you have to do that.
Yeah, you never want to be being forced to try to rush or be late with your arm because you're going to leave the pitches up in the zone. It's not going to usually end up well for you.
2-1. High and inside.
Almost got a piece of him.
Now the runner goes again, and it's popped up right side. Does the first baseman Buck have a chance? Nope. It's going to go over the first base dugout.
So you saw Harp, who had broke on the pitch, having to retreat back to first. He was almost standing on second by the time that ball got put in foul territory. So off the bat, what you thought might have been a stolen base, he then had to retreat because it was going to be a ball put in play and a potential foul ball. And you see there, someone's got themselves a souvenir.
It's one of the things that's good about baseball is that, in other sports, the football goes flying in the stands, you got to give it back. Basketball, you got to give it back. Baseball, you get to keep the souvenir. Foul ball.
I can remember being a little kid going to the ballpark, and if I got a baseball on my way home, I'd be so excited just to have that. And for him, that's what that's going to be for him today.
It's funny, sometimes you see grown men fighting each other in the stands at Major League Baseball parks.
Oh, all the time. It's insane.
Another foul ball. There's some fans that do come for all the games of the tournament just because they like baseball. They don't have a school or a cat in the fight. They just want to come and see baseball.
This is one of my favorite times of year. This and next week when you get to regional play, there's so much college baseball on.
Ball 4 as that pitch misses high. Harp goes to second. Rogers, back-to-back walks here by Brady Batten.
You talk about that command and just struggling. It seems like it's just escaped him here a little bit. He struggled a little bit last inning, and the Bearcats were able to capitalize for 4 runs You had the RBI bases clearing triple, and then you had an RBI single to the left side. So a 3 RBI triple, a 1 RBI single. It's a 4-1 ball game, and here the Bearcats are threatening again, and here comes head coach Jared Moon out to the mound. Moon, a 1995 alum of HBU, signaling down to the pen. He's the all-time winningest coach for the baseball team. Over 361 wins as he walks out to the mound.
We'll have the new pitcher and the rest of the bottom of the third in just a moment. Jared Moon going with the senior right-hander Marshall Heron from Waxahachie. 6'2", 200-pounder. Comes in for Brady Batten, and the runners at first and second are his responsibilities.
I'll say for Heron, he's the third man out of the pen, third most appearances, making his 20th on the season. Comes in with a 2-3 record with 1 save and a 3.70 ERA. Across 41 in the third innings pitched, he's given up 46 hits, 22 runs, 17 of those earned, with 15 walks and 25 strikeouts. His opponents are batting .286 against him.
Was 1 out in the inning, and then Harp and Rogers. So as good as Batten looked in that first inning, the mechanics went. He gave up the 4 runs in the second inning.
Yeah, it was 4 straight retired when the Bearcats got to him, and unfortunately just wasn't able to ever refine that composure he had in the first inning. That's why head coach Jared Moon went to the bullpen. It's Marshall Heron. Here comes his first pitch.
And it is outside and low, ball 1.
So you talk about having your focus split. He spent that whole time. He was even looking back at second prior to making the throw. So you see Harp right there with his lead off second base. So we're trying to establish that outside corner. Both those missing away, and it's a 2-0 count.
Yeah, you want to fall 2 further behind. So Heron is facing Hearn.
Can't say that too quickly, can you?
As a strike.
So continuing to live with that outside corner. Finally finds one there.
Transfer from Cisco Junior College. Junior College Region 5. Foul ball. There's a lot of good baseball, junior college baseball in Texas. One of the programs locally that's well known for junior college baseball, San Jack, headed to JUCO, Junior College World Series in Grand Junction, Colorado, yet once again. That is a fly ball into left field. Halloran Out number 2. Boy, that was a major league fly ball. That ball was high. Halloran could have made a sandwich waiting for that ball to come down.
It's a sky-high fly and gets a second out. So he comes in and he does get his out in his first batter faced.
Ben Hafner, third baseman. Going to try to extend the lead for Sam Houston State. Two outs in the inning. Heron gets a sign from his catcher, Pulshan. And Hafner takes a breaking pitch in for a strike. Hafner walked and scored a run in the second inning. .280 batting average, 25 RBIs for Ben Hafner, the third baseman. Now it is no balls and 2 strikes, and so one more for Heron to get out of the inning.
I'll say after falling behind 2-0, he's really established himself on that outside corner. Now inside here to Hearn. He's doing a great job of throwing strikes. Working ahead in the count now, 0-2.
Two outs and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and they strand 2 in the bottom of the third inning. Bearcats up by 3 at the end of 3. HBU coming up here to start things in the top of the fourth inning. 4-1 Bearcats, with all 4 runs coming in the second inning. And Riley Gossett starting pitcher, as the fans all under the shade here. No one's really out in the sunlight. Can't blame him though.
I'll say it's gotten to be a pretty warm day here in Constellation Field. Great venue, though. There's still plenty of seating even in the shade.
Matt Heck, right fielder.
I'll say your Southland Conference hitter of the year. Reached on an error in the first.
Heck, another junior college transfer. Played at North Central Community College. It's grounded right to the second baseman, McKnight. What a way.
So the underhand toss, just taking the momentum with him rather than trying to pull up, make a throw, just lets the momentum carry his arm through for the easy flip to first.
Catcher number 40, Jake Pulshan.
Jake Pulshan, catcher. Fielder's choice his first time up. HBU has had traffic in 2 of the 3 innings to this point. We're in the 4th, and Gossett looking stronger and stronger as the game progresses.
I'll say now pitching with the lead, too. He can let up after giving up that leadoff home run. You can see he's really settled in on the mound.
And he's got a rhythm. And that's one of the things that you can tell when a pitcher is going well is he gets the ball and he wants to fire it back in. He's in a rhythm. Here's the pitch.
I say he's your typical 3-pitch righty. And in fact, that video we showed you earlier was from the 2016 championship. The guy that won it all is the guy on the mound now, that being Gossett.
Three balls, 1 strike. Well, the last team to win 3 in a row, in which the Bearcats can do, or the Sam Houston State Bearcats. Back in 2007, 8, and 9. Rifled off of the third baseman, Hafner. Frazier got him.
So a 5-6-3 put out. That one got up on Hafner, and he was slow to get up. You see Gossett laughing.
Frigier, look at this play. Right off of Hafner. Frigier bare hands the ball. Got some leather being thrown around here.
That's right, and an out's an out, so now there's 2 down.
So you score that 5-6-3. Right to the first baseman. Will he have enough time? No.
I say he laid out for it, hits off and goes into foul territory. Chisholm has to get up quickly while Gossett comes in to cover. The flip's not there in time, and for the other first baseman, that being for the Huskies, Grant Beck, he reaches with the single.
Let's look at this again. Beck pulls it. First baseman Chisholm. And, yep, not enough time. Good effort, though.
Great effort. It's still a very close play, but just barely beats it by about a half step. There you see the volunteer assistant Brent Schmidt signaling safe for the Huskies. He's the first base coach, and of course the third base coach is head coach Jared Moon.
Well, you got to be flexible, huh?
Absolutely,
when you're stretching like that. And a pitcher usually is flexible. Jake Scott, DH. Hits it on the ground. Frigier. That's the 3rd out in the top of the 4th inning. HBU gets a hit, but they strand him. Middle of the 4th. Bearcats still leading by 3.
Ready Nutrition is a leading manufacturer of sports nutrition products. They're dedicated to assisting athletes of all ages to ready their goals through cutting-edge natural products that also taste great. Go to readyismade.com. That's readyismade.com. Ready Nutrition is the official sports nutrition brand of the Southland Sports.
Friday afternoon in Sugar Land. It's one of those rocking chairs type afternoon watching college baseball.
See, there's a good way to start your Memorial Day weekend in the shade, watching some baseball. It's like several Bearcat fans have taken advantage. As we get set to resume with the bottom of the 4th, it's the Bearcats leading 4-1 over Huskies.
Gavin Johnson, the catcher, will lead off for Sam Houston State. Johnson walked in the 2nd inning and scored 1 of the 4 runs. 4 runs on 3 hits in that 2nd inning. That's been the offense to this point for the Bearcats. Collected just 3 hits.
So Heron now on for his first full inning of relief, was called on with 2 on after back-to-back walks in the third. Gets a fly out and a strikeout to close things out.
Shows bunt, pulls it back. That's in for a strike. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. The 1-2. And that comes in, and he will sit down.
So Johnson didn't even look at it. Knew it was strike 3 and just immediately started walking back to the dugout, and it's 1 down.
That's good ball movement there from Heron.
Yeah, it's now 2 strikeouts, 2 in a row for him. Off-speed pitch freezes him. You see, once he sees it go in, he knows it was strike 3 and starts walking, shaking his head at why did I not swing at that.
A lot of times, body language and facial expressions say it all. Riley McKnight lines it into left field for a base hit. McKnight with a big turn at first, and he is 2 for 2. He's the one that drove in the 3 runs with the triple back in the second inning and eventually scored another run, and he punches it into left for 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
So he jumps all over a first pitch fastball. Halloran does a good job on left of corralling it, getting it on the hop and firing in to hold him to just a single.
Top of the order, Blake Chisholm, first baseman.
Slider on the outside corner.
Chisholm RBI single in the second inning. It's 1 for 2. And he has the pants dirty.
So he dove for that ball, that base hit for HBU in the top half.
Usually you see the dirt stains. You don't see the grass stains, but he's got the grass stains working too.
Yeah, right there on the left knee. So Laundry's going to have a fun time with that.
Yeah.
It's 2 different types of stains you got to get out.
Yeah, the equipment managers, clubhouse managers, that's, at the major league level, they get nice tips.
Yeah, they are the unsung heroes of any department for what they're able to do behind the scenes and getting the uniforms ready. The whole look good, play good mentality, they're a big part.
Here's the 1-2. Lifted in the air. Left center field. And the left fielder, Halloran, making the play. And that's out number 2 in the inning.
It's a single to left and now a fly out to left.
Brings up Eric Bonnert.
I'll say Johnny Cash is a walk-up song. That's going to move him up a peg in my book.
Number 3, Jackson Grisham.
Actually, we're going to have a pinch hitter. Jackson Grisham is hitting for Eric Bonnert. Jackson Grisham played in yesterday's game.
So he's been a primary player for them, splitting time. 46 games played, 21 starts. Comes in batting .215. He's 17 for 79 with 2 home runs and 16 RBI. He's got 14 runs scored.
Swings and misses at the first pitch. So he's pinch hitting. And let's see what happens if he'll stay in the game. It's batting here for the left fielder, Eric Bonnert, who is 0 for 2 in his own time at the plate.
He had that strikeout and foul out to the catcher. So we mentioned Matt Deggs being a gut coach. Wanted to get someone else in here with the runner on.
Frege on deck over to the left side. But right now it is Grisham. Line down the right field line and foul. Marshall Heron trying to get one more out and get through the fourth inning. He's got a unique name, Jackson, with the 2X spell.
It's College Station native. I'm going to have to say that falls in with our talk earlier. It's a baseball name. Jackson Grisham.
And the way it's spelled, right? Jaxxon. One ball, two strikes. Pitch is low and inside.
Say 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 22 pitches now for Heron.
The 2-2 with 2 outs, and instead a throw to first, and that almost got the runner McKnight. That was close. Looks like he's got a good move, Heron. Another throw over to first base.
So Heron has 1 pickoff on the season. Just trying to keep McKnight from advancing. McKnight 4 for 6 in stolen bases. The 2-2 with 2 outs.
And here it is. It's fouled again over in the first base side. Jackson Grisham, you mentioned he's from College Station, played high school ball at the new high school over there in College Station High School. And they led them to the state championship. High school baseball. It's a business finance major. And he lifts it into left center field. This has a chance, and it's going to go up against the wall.
It's a ground rule double. As that one hops over there in left center.
Another run home for the Bearcats on the RBI by the pinch hitter Grisham.
You see it right here. Hitting on that warning track and then just bouncing clear over the fence. And he gets a free path to second base. The run comes home. Excuse me, the run is forced to stay at third.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you got to take that run back. Because McKnight was at first base, and so you can only advance 2 bases on a ground rule double, and that's the case here.
Yeah, so though on the live play, it looked like he was coming around to score and would have been in no problem. Because of the ground rule double, you're forced to send him back to third base.
Right. Andrew Frege. And Frege hits it right back to Heron, who will underhand toss to the pitcher, or to the first baseman Buck, and that's that. In the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 men left on. Sam Houston State leading by a score of 4-1. We go to the top of the fifth, and joining us is the head coach for the Bearcats, Matt Deggs. And Coach Deggs, the lead, an elimination game, ranked number 1 coming into this tournament. Some pressure, perhaps?
Well, I mean, win or go home. Whatever pressure you want to put on yourself with that's up to you. I mean, we've put the work in. We play hard. We love to play. So just looking to try to get to play another game.
Dan, I noticed you do have a lot of gamers on your roster up and down.
Yeah, I mean, all these kids love to play.
So you do a good job of not getting down at the leadoff home run. You score 4, but now you're getting a great effort from Gossett. Just talk about what you're seeing from him.
He's doing a good job of changing speeds. He's got 3 pitches going, and so far he's been able to locate pretty good. So this is a really good ball club over here in HBU, though.
Coach, thanks for your time and good luck.
Okay, thank you, guys.
That is Matt Deggs, the head coach of Sam Houston State, and he talked about Gossett, and, like I asked him, there's a lot of gamers on this roster, and they're just a scrappy bunch.
Like you said, he's got that 3-pitch mix established, and he's doing a good job of getting that team of gamers involved behind him. Pitching with the lead, doing a good job of attacking the zone as he gets that first pitch strike on the outside corner.
Elijah Simone, and the first pitch is a strike on the outer half of the plate for strike 1. Gossett, outside on a pitch. Gossett is at 65 pitches to this point, through 4+ innings. Simone 0 for 1, comebacker to Gossett his first time up. Fastball was riding in, he fights it off.
So going into this game, they were hoping to get 5 to 6 innings out of Gossett. Right now, here he is in top 5th, very efficient with his pitch count. So it looks like they're going to have no problem getting that, maybe even deeper in today's game.
There's a swing and a miss. Catcher Johnson will throw on to first base, and that completes the strikeout. 2-3, and Simone is out number 1 in the top of the 5th inning. That is now strikeout number 5 in the ballgame for Gossett.
Yeah, 5 strikeouts now. Someone else that was also victimized by that is Jack Fitzgerald. He went down swinging for the first out of the 3rd.
And he comes up to the plate here in the top of the 5th. Fitzgerald, the number 9 hitter in their lineup. And that's in for a strike.
You see he's got something in his back pocket. He shouldn't be allowed to actually be in the box with that on because that can be distracting. Looks like he's got a good job of having it tucked away.
Breaking ball from Gossett, and that one misses. The count is even at 1-1. The 1-1. Breaking ball in for a strike. Well, Gossett just continues, looks like he's getting in that groove, as we talked about. He allowed an infield hit in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Pitch down and away, and he struck him out. 2 strikeouts in this inning, 6 in the ball game for Gossett. And that had a nasty break to it.
So you heard head coach Matt Deggs talk about how he had a 3-pitch mix, that he had established all of them, and he's doing a good job of keeping the Huskies off balance. We take one more look at this one. Gets him down and out. Swinging after it, easy tag, that's 2 away.
Like looking at the facial expressions of the hitters who know they've been had.
Yeah, you see that frustration walking back to the dugout.
Top of the order with Tyler DePretta Johnson, the shortstop, and he takes a first pitch strike. DePretta Johnson led off the ball game with a home run to left field, and to this point, that's it for HBU.
I'll say they've had just 1 hit since then, that being a single last inning to the first baseman.
Count of 1-1. Actually, it's 0-2, beg your pardon. No balls and 2 strikes. Could he strike out the side? Here is the pitch. Let me try to get him to go after something down and away. And when you're ahead on the count 0-2, you can afford to do that.
So that's what he got Fitzgerald with. He tried it again there. No bite. However, he's got a good count to work with. It's just one ball, 1-2 count.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. On the outer half of the plate, breaking ball, strike 3 called. He strikes out the side, and he has 7 in the ball game. Good job by Riley Gossett as his ball club leads by 3 in the middle of the 5th. Sam Houston leading 4-1 over HBU. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and joining us is head coach for the HBU Huskies, Jared Moon. Coach Gerald Sanchez along with Kyle Rogers up here in the booth, and facing the elimination and a team that you are very familiar with in Sam Houston State.
Yeah, Goss's doing a real good job right now keeping the hitters off balance, but, on the offensive side, we got to do a better job, being a little more aggressive, especially in hitters' counts. We're taking way too many pitches. Brady struggled. We got him out of there. The 2-out walks to the bottom part of the lineup really hurt us early in the game.
So you had that good start from DePretta Johnson with the home run, and as we saw in the game earlier today, you can be down, but you're still not out. Still a lot of baseball left. What do you need to see from your team going forward?
Well, like I said, we just got to get more aggressive at the plate and, start we're getting pitches to hit. We're just not swinging the bat. We're taking way too many pitches. I think we're guessing a little too much. Instead of guessing pitches, we're going to start guessing speeds, and hopefully we'll start matching up a little bit better.
Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Jared Moon, HBU Huskies head baseball coach. Now Clayton Harp, the center fielder, leads off for the Bearcats in the bottom of the 5th, and the first pitch from Marshall Heron is a ball. Heron on in relief. Fastball up.
Well, see, he did a great job since coming in. So just 2 hits for the Huskies. For the Bearcats. He has 2 strikeouts now since taking over on the mound for the Huskies.
And the pitch stays a little high.
So for Sam, you thought they had something going there. That ground rule double had runners on second and third. It was Heron that gets a grounder right back to him on a check swing from Frege to end the inning.
And that one misses for a ball. The Harp will lead off walk. And those sometimes spell trouble. Lead off walks in an inning when you're trailing by whatever the differential in runs, the margin. But, you want to get outs, not put people on.
I'll say we've seen quite a few games here this weekend where teams have been able to capitalize on getting that leadoff man on. Now the Bearcats here looking at an insurance run up 4.
Jack Rogers is 1 for 1, an infield hit and a walk, also a run scored in the second inning, and the pitch is up high, ball 1.
So with it being a 4-run ball game for the Huskies, they need to do a good job of trying to limit Sam Houston offensively to get things back to their bats. You heard head coach Jared Moon wanting to get them going offensively. So obviously a quick inning out on the field would be great in terms of trying to get some momentum going their way.
That's in for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. For an elimination game, this game's got such a relaxing feel to it, though, doesn't it?
I'll say it just feels like it's a normal game of a series. These two teams have matched up before, and it doesn't feel like either are really pressing here in this elimination game. So Heron now over the 30-pitch plateau.
This grounder right to the third baseman, Simone. And he goes to second for the out there. Fielder's choice for Rogers, but Harp is retired on a 5-4.
I'll say Simone Tries to throw on the run. Momentum taking him away from where he's trying to go as we take a look at it here. He's crashing in hard. Tries to throw it. Forces Fitzgerald to come off the bag, and he's able to only go with that for the fielder's choice. It's supposed to turning 2.
I don't think the ball was hit hard enough, though, for a double play. He only had one play, and he went to second. He got the lead runner.
Yeah, it's a tough, slow roller that forced him to come crashing in. At least they did do a good job of getting the lead runner, so it's 1 out and 1 on.
Hunter Hearn fouls it off for strike 1. Hearn 0 for 2. And he was the first hitter, he was the first hitter that Marshall Heron faced. Grounder, and this could be 2, and no. An around the horn possible play, double play, but they're going to call a double play anyway because of the runner, Rogers, interfering. And so that is a double play. Let's look at this again. See Rogers, now he slides into second base. No, he doesn't slide, he just didn't get out of the way. Well, we're through 5. And the Bearcats leading 4-1 on ESPN. Just 2 hits for HBU through the first 5 innings. And they're going to look to get something going here as we move to the 6th. And the fans enjoying the shade and enjoying some good baseball here at the Southland Conference Baseball Tournament. Consolation Field in Sugar Land.
So it was an interference call for not making an attempt to slide. Ends up getting the unofficial double play. So 5-4 fielder's choice. Ends up being 2 outs. Now sends the Huskies back to plate. So we talked about trying to get some momentum going. Maybe they're able to capitalize on a Bearcat mistake in the top half.
Jonathan Dukoff takes up by ball 1. Wonder what Jack Rogers was thinking. Usually you slide just to get out of the way. He just waltzed right in, and by rule, you're supposed to slide to get out of the way.
Yeah, slide, crouch, peel off, something. He made no attempt to get out of the way, so coming in, standing up, that's an easy call for the umpire, and unfortunately for the Bearcats at the end of the inning. There's Dukoff.
0 for 1 with a walk. Bouncer to Frigier, and that is out number 1 in the top of the 6th.
So he took a big high hop off the bat. He's able to play it on the hop right after there. It makes the easy throw over to first for the out.
Good job by Riley Gossett.
So coming up on 80 pitches here with 1 away in the 6th.
Because they're going to have to play again today if they win. He is saving their bullpen. Every inning he goes, and ideally you'd wanted him to give you 7 innings. He could maybe even give you more how well he is pitching. There's the swing and a miss.
Yeah, going in, the plan was 5 or 6. Here he is in the 6th, and he's still cruising. He's got that 3-run lead, so you can potentially extend him a little more.
The 0-1. High fly into left field. Going back is Bonard up against the wall. Will he have a play at second? Nope. Standing into a double is Halloran. Spencer Halloran gets the double, his 18th double of the season.
Say first team All-Southland Conference outfielder. Does a good job of taking that high fastball and just driving it off the wall, hitting that UH Sugarland sign for a one-out base hit. Bonner did a great job of playing that off the wall. You saw for HBU on that bases clearing triple, Halloran ran into the wall and had to force himself to come up after falling down. Bonner plays that one conservatively.
Actually, it's Jackson Grisham who pinch hit for Eric Barnett back in the 4th inning. He's now in left field. So we make that defensive change. Matt Heck, the hitter, it takes a count of 0-1. Heck is 0 for 2. The 1-1 and the pitch. Little blooper into left, and they're going to stop the runner, Halloran. But you got runners on the corners now after one out, back-to-back hits.
Safe base running call there as Grisham had that charging in. It was going to be an easy play for him at the plate potentially. You see right here off the bat, takes 2 hops and he's got it. Huskies hold him up and they've got runners at the corners.
So now it is Jake Pulshon, the catcher, who is 0 for 2. Riley Gossett running into a little bit of a problem now in the top of the 6th inning. And we're going to have a mound visit.
So I've seen no signal to the pin. So looks like they're going to talk some things over. You see activity there for the Bearcats. That's number 21, Nick Mikolajczyk, and number 10, Brad Demko. Both of them getting loose.
You can find that merch stand along the third base side.
Say 84 pitches for Gossett. Runners at the corners here with 1 out.
Well, the conversation turned from Gossett maybe giving him 7 innings to now might even get him out of the 6th inning with 1 out. Well, let's see what happens, though. They're staying with Gossett for now. Jay Sirianni is the pitching coach for Sam Houston. HBU rallying, or they're trying to at least, and the pitch. Fly ball, left field, and you can kiss this goodbye. A 3-run home run by Jake Pulshon, and we are tied. That brings the HBU fans up off their seats. Well, Pulshon just got all of that. That is his 5th home run of the season.
2 home runs now for the Huskies. Has this all tied up 4-4. One more look at it as he drives that one way out to left field. Not very different from where DePretta Johnson's went, although this one was for 3 runs.
And that is going to be all for Riley Gossett. Gossett was cruising. He gave up only 1 run until the 6th. We'll be back with the new pitcher. It's a lefty for Sam Houston State, and we've got a brand new ball game in the top of the 6th. New pitcher for Sam Houston State is Brad Demko, the left-hander.
Demko comes in with a 3-1 record, making his 25th appearance. Has a 3.09 ERA. You see the Austin native there, 6'2", 190 pounds. Comes in having thrown 23 and a third innings pitched. He's allowed 19 hits, 12 runs, 8 of those earned, with 11 walks and 28 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .209 against him. He's a fastball slider guy from the left side. Runs it up there from anywhere from 91 to 93. Can touch 94, but he's a two-pitch mix and he comes from the left. So it's going to be a different change of pace here for the Huskies.
So Demko will face Grant Buck. Jake Pulshan hit his 5th home run of the season into deep left field. It was gone as soon as it left the bat. And Riley Gossett cannot win it. He cannot lose it either. Comes away with a no decision after throwing 5 1/3 innings. Gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. And the pitch is low to Grant Buck. He walked 1 batter. And he had 7 strikeouts. Gossett was really looking good. He struck out the side in the 5th. Shot foul right side.
Yeah, we had talked about a pitch count. Everything was manageable. You thought he could go deeper into the game. Unfortunately, that inning gets away from him. The plan was to have him go 6 if he could. You have to go get him here in the 6th, and it's a tie ball game.
Demko is from Lake Travis High School, out of the Austin area. That's in for a strike.
He's already pitched once here in Sugar Land. Logged 1 inning against New Orleans in that loss. So they pitched the final 3 outs, had 1 strikeout, no walk, and 4 batters faced.
Demko against Buck. Buck, the infield single his last time up in the 4th inning. And that hit him. Breaking ball. We had a play in the first game of this, on this elimination day with, as let's see, the breaking pitch comes inside and hits him. We had a play with Nichols and with Southeastern. The Southeastern's hitter, the breaking pitch came in and hit him. And then Nichols, the next inning, they hit him, except Southeastern's hitter was not awarded first base, and Nichols was. And that really upset Southeastern's head coach.
I see that 1 batter face, the hit by a pitch, and looks like they're going to make another change.
For Sam Houston, number 21, Nick Mitchell.
It's going to be number 21, Nick Mikolajczyk, coming in. Comes in with a 6-5 record, 4.16 ERA. He's making his 22nd appearance. He did have 9 games started, has 2 saves, and was part of 2 shutouts in relief. He's thrown 71 in the 3rd innings pitched, 78 hits, 45 runs, 33 of those earned, 23 walks to 52 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .275 against him. As you look at the Southland Conference standouts,
Player of the Year, David Fry. Ridge Rogers, the Freshman of the Year from Lamar. Jerry Maddox, Newcomer of the Year. Matt Heck, Hitter of the Year. Heck was on base when that 3-run home run happened from Jake Pulshan. Of course, we've seen a couple of these players. Tyler Gray, Central Arkansas. Dakota Mills. Dakota Mills, he's a good one, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's already pitched here in Sugar Land. Maybe called on again today.
The Clay Gold Coach of the Year is Bobby Barbier of Northwestern State.
So Northwestern State coming up here in the next game. They're going to face the Colonels. And here's Mikolajczyk, Houston native, 6'2", 205-pound righty.
Mikolajczyk from Klein Collins High School out of the Spring area. And so now he will come on to face Jake Scott. The third pitcher now in this inning, third pitcher of the ball game for Matt Deggs and Sam Houston State, who's going to try to keep it right where it is, 4-4 in the top of the sixth. Beautiful setting here at Constellation Field. So there is one out in the inning. Jake Scott 0 for 2. Nikolaczyk. Scott with 2 ground ball outs to the shortstop, Frigier. Runner goes, the pitch is a swing and miss, throw to second, he got him! Good play by Gavin Johnson to erase Buck on the bases, and that's the second out of the inning.
So you talk about coming in, trying to establish himself. He gets that strike, then he gets backed up with the defense behind him. There's a caught stealing, and now there's 2 down, bases empty.
Boy, that was the throw was on the third base side of the bag. Let's see where Buck tries to avoid the tag.
So he tried to take his leg to the outfield side of the second base bag. Unfortunately, the throw beats him and he's out. Nikolaczyk is no stranger to pitching in big game situations. He, of course, had the save for the Bearcats when they won the Texas Tech Super Regional to propel them to the Super Regionals, the first Super Regional appearance for any team in the Southland Conference.
Scott. Fly ball to left field, and it is going to be gone. Another home run, the third home run of the day for HBU.
Say all to left field, because they've now taken the lead.
Jake Scott, his 4th home run of the year. Nikolaczyk serves up the gopher ball. Nikolaczyk has now given up 6 home runs on the season. Well, that ball got out of here on a line drive out.
You see him greeted at home plate. It's now 5-4 HBU. First pitch swinging.
Elijah Simone 0 for 2.
Tried to stop a swing, just couldn't hold up as he goes around for strike 2. Simone grounded out to the pitcher in the second, and of course went down swinging for the first out of the 5th. He's coming back up here in the 6th.
Pulshan with his 5th home run of the year. Scott with his 4th home run of the year. Swing and miss. Simone is out, and that is that in the top of the 6th for HBU. They now have a lead of 1. The home runs HBU with 4 runs on 4 hits in the top of this inning to take a 5-4 lead over Sam Houston State. And so now it'll be the Bearcats' turn to answer Ben Hafner, the third baseman.
So you see those 6 hits for the Huskies. 3 have left the yard, all to left field. You had 2 solo shots and a 3-run home run. Now is HBU back on top.
Breaking pitch stays high. Strike called at the letters. Hafner 0 for 1, walked in the second, scored a run, and then struck out swinging in the third. There's the 1-2. Hit on the ground, left side, shortstop, Departa Johnson. And that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th.
So he's made quite a few plays over there at shortstop, showing why he was an all-defensive selection.
Gavin Johnson.
Brings up Gavin Johnson.
Johnson's 0 for 1. Drew a walk in the second inning, and then went down looking in the fourth.
Swing and a miss.
Chases one up in the zone. It's a Heron now pitching with his first lead of the day.
The 0-1. Breaking ball in for a strike.
So he came on in relief of Brady Batten. Batten now with a no decision with the tie ball game.
And how about Riley Gossett? He was pitching so well. And momentum now seems to be on HBU's side.
Yeah, there was another strikeout. I say it seems like the tides have turned. After a leadoff home run by Departa Johnson to open the game, the Bearcats with 4 runs in the second, but now HBU with the 4 spot has them playing up front, and he's looking good there on the mound. You see him chasing that one. Outside pitch gets him swinging, and there's 2 away.
Riley McKnight, he's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Beg your pardon, he's got 1 run scored. He was left at third back in the 4th inning.
He does have that 3 RBI triple, though, so he did make it count. He was a part of that big inning in the second.
And that's all Sam Houston has scored to this point. There's the 4 runs. That was out in the second inning. That's in for a strike.
I said we thought he might have been coming around, but with that rule to ground rule double, he did have to go back to third in the 4th. And now here he is down 0-2.
Down and away. You know, sometimes you're at first, and a ground rule double actually hurts the team with the runner at first because sometimes that runner from first could score all the way.
Yeah, when that play happened, you and I both saw he was 2 or 3 steps from home, so he was going to be coming home, but they had to put him back on third. So it could be a 5-5 ball game if that was just a true double. Because it leaves the yard, makes it 5-4.
Because if you're at first and you hit a ground rule double, you can only advance to third. Low.
So he works the count full. He's done a good job of turning the lineup over his previous 2 at-bats.
Fly ball to left field, down the left field line, and it is a foul ball.
So he thought he might have just picked up his 3rd hit. As that one goes foul, skips off the corner and out in the left field. As Holloran has to go out and get it, throws in. It looks like we're about ready to get back underway as he comes all the way back in to pick up his bat.
Yeah, McKnight hitting over 200, just barely over 200, but it doesn't look like it here. Look at this one.
Yeah, right off that high wall. You saw 325 down the line.
McKnight against Heron, and the pitch from Heron is inside. That's a walk.
So he's reached all 3 times today. And once again, does a good job in that 9-hole of turning the lineup over.
First baseman number 27, Blake Chisholm.
Blake Chisholm got a hit back in the second inning. Heron from the stretch. Strike 1. Chisholm RBI single in that 4-run second inning. And you mentioned it earlier. How many times do you see your first baseman as a leadoff hitter, Kyle?
Right, especially just you look at that frame in the leadoff spot. That's you look at him and you see power. He's 6'5", and yet he's done a great job in that leadoff spot. He's 1 for 3 today, but obviously head coach Matt Degg sees something in him that he likes having him at the top of that order.
Heron right to the first baseman, Buck. And Heron has pitched them past the 6th now. We go to the 7th. HBU by a run. One-run lead for HBU, and we go to the 7th inning now. And it'll be the number 9 hitter for Jared Moon and the Huskies, Jack Fitzgerald, to lead it off against Nick Michalachik.
So he's a 2-time strikeout victim, going down swinging both times. Went down swinging in the 1st and also in the 5th.
Michalachik's first pitch is outside. Michalachik, in his freshman year, recorded the most saves for a Sam Houston freshman in a season. Fly foul. Evens the count at 1-1. And he also had the second most in program history last year with 13. Two and two the count. This year only had 2 saves compared to 13 last year.
So using a different role, did have 9 starts.
Swing and a miss.
So you do have Dakota Mills for them with 15. He was the Southland Conference Relief Pitcher of the Year, so you're able to use Michalachik in a different role.
Outside. You mentioned that He closed out the championship game for Sam here last year in the Southland Conference Tournament in Sugar Land.
He closed out the Texas Tech Regional. He was the winning pitch. He got his 13th save at the Texas Tech Regional last year, propelled him to Super Regionals.
And he also closed out Southland Tournament as he gets the strikeout here. That game was against Central Arkansas. He went an inning and a third, striking out one, allowing no hits. Interesting thing, last year he held opponents scoreless in 9 straight relief appearances. Tyler DePretta Johnson, the leadoff home run back in the first inning. Here's the pitch. That's a foul ball at the third base line.
Johnson had that home run to lead things off. Since then, he had a grounder back to the pitch from the third, and then went down looking for the final out of the fifth.
Into left field, and it is a foul ball. Boy, they're getting some shots here, aren't they, HBU?
They're doing a lot of damage to left field especially. You have 3 home runs that way, and you've had a few balls hit hard that direction.
DePretta Johnson, one of the many players out of Southern California, Newport Beach, California. Fly ball in the center field, playable for Harp, and he's got it. 2 away.
So he's part of that California pipeline, 1 of 7 for HBU on the roster. Up now's a local boy. Jonathan Dukoff. I almost said his brother's name, Taylor. Taylor, who I played with.
The Kingwood area. He goes after the first pitch and lines it foul. And that was an emphatic call by third base umpire Chuck Busey.
Another hot shot that direction. When we spoke to head coach Jared Moon going to the bottom of the fifth, he talked about trying to get some better timing off of the Bearcat pitching staff.
You played against Jonathan's brother Taylor, like you said. Well, his dad, Jonathan's dad, played football at SFA.
Axum Jacks.
Outer half of the plate, strike called. Scott Dukoff, a former SFA player, and it's the pipeline of athletic blood right there.
Absolutely. So he's a finance major. I'm pretty sure it's what his brother majored in as well.
The 0-2. And Gavin Johnson taking it in there on the chin.
Yeah, you see him call time to go out. That one did not look like it felt good. We take another look at it. Hits in the dirt. Gets up underneath his mask.
It's popped up. And the first baseman, Chisholm, makes the play, and that retires the side. Bearcat fans under the shade having the 7th inning stretch as the HBU Huskies lead by a run 5-4
See plenty of the Bearcat faithful here making their way down to Sugar Land. Some staying in the shade, some taking in the view from behind home plate in the rocking chairs. Very good turnout for the Bearcats here at this one.
It's one of my favorite times of a ball game is the 7th inning stretch. I love it.
See some more fans just enjoying their time here at the ballpark.
The winner of this will play later tonight against New Orleans. Meanwhile, the game coming up after this will be Nichols against New Orleans. How about that All-Louisiana bracket? That just rarely happens, if ever.
Yeah, the winner of this one goes on to play New Orleans tonight. It's Nichols Northwestern State in the next game. But yeah, All-Louisiana bracket, all 5 teams made it. The only one of those eliminated, or excuse me, 2, being McNeese and the number 2 seeded Southeastern Louisiana Lions, who were eliminated this morning.
Jackson Grisham, the left fielder. So the 2 losers elimination games have to play against the winners. Lifted in the air to left field. Left fielder Halloran shielding his eyes, and he makes the play right at the warning track.
So as we get later into the afternoon, that sun is going to play a factor for left field. He does a good job of shielding the sun with his glove to make the catch. It's always funny to see that. You see them looking at the ball in the sun, and there he is right now, shades on his head.
Yeah, why do they do that? You were a pitcher. You don't know, right?
I couldn't answer for it. It's something I've always found funny because he's sitting there struggling to see, using his glove to block out the sun. Meanwhile, sunglasses, which is what they do is to help you see in bright time, they're on his hat.
Andrew Frigier takes outside for a ball. Here's something else that I find interesting. And you see the guys, they turn their hats around, right? And then they put their hand trying to shield their eyes from the sun. Well, why'd you do that? You turn your cap around. That's what that visor is for, right?
Yeah, that's the whole point of the bill of a hat is to help you block out the sun.
You wear the hat
backwards, yes.
You wear the hat backwards to shield your eyes from the sun.
I completely agree. It's something that I don't understand how it makes any sense, but yet people still do it.
It's in for a strike. And that's the whole reason for the cap, with the uniform. Here's the 0-2. Lift in the air, and that'll dunk into right field for a single for Frigier, and he'll fly into second base. 1-out double for Frigier. It's his 12th double of the season and his first hit of the ball game. Just dunks it in there to right field, and he uses his speed. Well, he is off to the races, isn't he?
Absolutely. And being a righty shooting that oppo field, it ends up going tail end closer towards the line. He's able to leg it out for that double. Didn't need to slide in, just felt like doing it as an exclamation point on the extra base hit. And now here it's the Bearcats with the runner in scoring position and 1 out.
Clayton Harp, the tying run in scoring position here for the Bearcats. An elimination game. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Breaking ball stays high for a ball. Marshall Heron, who came on in relief back in the 3rd inning, hasn't given up a run yet since coming into the ball game. That is back, fielded by the shortstop, Depression Johnson. Out. Depretta Johnson making a good play over at shortstop, getting Harp, but Frigier goes to third base. What a play there by the shortstop. We've seen him make a couple of really good plays here today.
So here's another look at it. You see it's on the second base side of the bag, and he comes ranging all the way over. Quick turnaround to get rid of the ball and fire over to Buck at first. And that's 2 outs now.
And the tying run is 90 feet away for the Bearcats. And the Huskies got to get just one more out here with Jack Rogers, the DH. Rogers' infield hit, a run scored back in the second inning. He's 1 for 2. And he takes a breaking pitch.
They also had that walk in the third and then reached on a fielder's choice in the fifth. He was the one that was called for that interference call ending that inning for not sliding in the second base.
Swinging a foul tip. "60 pitches for Marshall Heron. Frege at third. A 1-run lead for HBU. Rogers shoots it foul.
Tying run 90 feet away. Rogers already has a run scored. He'd like to add an RBI to his total in today's game.
Here's the pitch. Oh, boy.
That one looked a little too close to be taken with a 1-2 count. However, a ball nonetheless, and the count evens at 2-2.
Some of the fielders were heading back to the first base dugout for the Huskies.
Now you hear some HBU fans voicing their frustration with the call. For the Bearcats, they get another opportunity for Rogers to pick up his 20th RBI.
Heron with 2 outs. So it's 2-2. Heron. And it is popped up. Departed Johnson. He's made a couple of plays in this inning. And the Bearcats strand a runner at third. Through 7, HBU by a run. College baseball on ESPN, and the first team all Southland Conference there by position. David Fry, the player of the year, and of course here's the first team as well. The rest of the lineup with the outfield and pitchers. Utility player Jackson Owens.
So wind starting to pick up here at Constellation Field.
New pitcher Dakota Mills for Sam Houston State.
So he was the Southland Conference Relief Pitcher of the Year, the senior out of Meadows Place, Texas, 6'3", 230. Comes in with a 2.98 ERA. He is 3-1 on the season with 15 saves, making his 33rd appearance. He's thrown 51 in the third innings pitch. He's got 43 hits allowed, 17 runs, 17 earned, 11 walks, and 73 strikeouts. His opponent's batting .230 against him. And this is his second appearance here in Sugar Land. Against Central Arkansas yesterday, he logged 2 innings to pick up the save. He allowed no walks, 1 strikeout, no hits, and 6 batters faced as he came in and shut the door. And he's being called on to try to give the Bearcats that chance again here.
Here's Spencer Halloran for HBU. Now, for HBU, they're going to want to add on a run or two for some insurance.
As we've seen, no lead is safe, especially if you look at today's game. 4 runs in the top of the ninth, and it was Nichols who responded with 5 runs in the bottom frame to stave off elimination and move into the game coming up after this one. So if you're HBU, absolutely, you want to try to add on a run here to try to give you some breathing room.
Foul ball back to the screen. Halloran got a double and a run scored.
See the numbers in him, batting .325, 9 home runs, 40 RBI. Check swing, he didn't go. 2-1 now.
Halloran, Heck, and Pulshan. 3, 4, and 5. Due up for HBU in the 8th. Mills' pitch. Lined. And snagged. Frigé.
First team All-Southland Conference shortstop leaving his feet to make that catch. And there's one away. Here's one more look at that line drive. Hard hit ball, but right to Frigé. Doesn't have to jump too far to get it, and there's one down.
Frigé doing all he can to help his team. Had the double, a hustling double on the right field line in the last half inning.
So here's Matt Heck, the Southland Conference Hitter of the Year. Reached on an error in the first. Grounded out in the second, and then had a single. Ended up coming around in the 6th. Swings through there. Is down 0-2 quickly.
Pitch from Mills. Popped up into shallow center, and that is playable for Harp.
See Harp and Grisham both crashing in on center field as they were splitting center field with the shift.
Jake Pulshan, the catcher. Coming up next, Nichols versus Northwestern State on ESPN. Northwestern State has not lost a ball game in the first 2 days. Line to left field off Pulshan. That'll fall for a single. That's hit number 7 in the ball game for HBU.
So that's his second. He had that home run. He's one of 3 to go deep, and now he's picked up his second. He's 2 for 4.
Yeah, the 3-run home run that tied the game. And then it was Scott to give them the lead.
So and you see that right there, his base hit. Here were 2 outs.
Grant Buck. Infield hit in the 4th inning. That's in for a strike.
Say Buck, the 6'6" righty from Carlsbad, California, quickly down 0-2. lefty, 6'6" lefty out of Carlsbad, California.
Oh, 2. Get another at pitch with 2 outs.
So you and I have called a lot of baseball today. First pitch of that first game was at 9 o'clock, and here we are. It's 3:43. We're in the top of the 8th here of Game 2 of 4 here today on Day 3 of the Southland Conference Tournament.
And it's been my pleasure, by the way, Kyle.
Absolutely, likewise.
On one hop to the second baseman, McKnight. He'll go the short way to Frigier at second base, and that will end the top of the 8th for HBU. It's still a 1-run lead for the Huskies. HBU has out-hit Sam Houston by 1, and they lead the score by 1. Some pretty young ladies there enjoying the game.
Say, Smile, you're on camera, and they seem to have a very good eye to know, as they looked like they were smiling right at the camera.
So, Marshall Heron. And in case you're joining us again, Kyle, explain about the green hats that HBU are wearing.
So they're wearing those in honor of Santa Fe High School. Obviously, everyone knows the tragedy that struck there. In fact, yesterday they had their head coach throw out the first pitch prior to HBU's game, and all tournament long, HBU is wearing those SF hats in memory of them. There's another look at it right there. They will wear those every single game as long as they are still playing here in Sugar Land.
Hunter Hearn leads off the bottom of the 8th for the Bearcats, and the first pitch, strike 1.
Say Hearn, 0 for 3, still looking for his first hit.
And a breaking ball hits him on top of the helmet, hit by pitch.
And not the hit he was looking for, but a hit nonetheless. A hit by pitch, and he'll take first base. The leadoff man is on.
That breaking ball just got away from Marshall Heron.
Yeah, you saw the frustration as he was walking off the mound. Just didn't quite get on top of as that one sails up. Hits him right on top of the helmet. Does a good job of getting the bat out of the zone. Too many times than not, you see a guy get ready to get hit. He doesn't drop that bat, and a ball may end up hitting it, becomes a foul ball, or accidentally put in play.
Ben Hafner.
This is the 10th hit by pitch for Heron on the season. He's in his 5th full inning of work out there as he throws over to first. He came on with 1 out in the 3rd. Retired the first 2 he's seen. And the next 4 have all been him.
Hafner is 0 for 2, and that is in for a strike. He's walked. He scored 1 of the 4 runs in the 2nd inning, so a good job and an opportunity for Sam Houston State in the bottom of the 8th. Breaking ball in for a strike.
So Hafner actually played against Sam Houston last year when he was at Buffalo. At the conclusion of the season, Buffalo announced they were disbanding their baseball program, and he transferred down to Huntsville, and that's how he's in a Bearcat uniform this year.
Ball high. Foul ball. Heron in relief now has thrown 70 pitches.
So you heard Coach Moon when we talked to him in the fifth, didn't like what they were seeing from Brady Batten, so they went out and got him. Heron has then since done everything he could to keep them in this ball game, has them still leading by 1 in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, back-to-back hit batters.
So fatigue may be starting to set in as he's over 70 pitches on in relief. There's one more look at that hit by pitch.
Just came in and hit him.
Pitch hitting for Sam Houston State, number 25, Jordan Cannon.
Jordan Cannon is pinch hitting for Gavin Johnson.
There's a look at the HVU bullpen. They've got some arms getting ready as here comes head coach Jared Moon. So maybe having a change as he walks out. And there's the indication. So we've got some changes. There's going to be a pinch runner as well for the Bearcats, but not before we have a new arm for HBU.
We'll have that new pitcher here in just a moment. JT Newton, new pitcher, right-hander. 6'1", 210-pounder from Bangs.
So he's been their primary reliever, making his 24th appearance. ERA not reflecting of that, however, as he comes in with an 8.78 ERA. He has a 2-5 record and 4 saves in 27 2/3 innings pitched. It's allowed 42 hits, 30 runs, 27 of those earned, with 19 walks and 19 strikeouts. His teams are batting .362 against him.
And so it will be Jordan Cannon.
Cannon will come in a pinch hit, but also pinch running for the Bearcats at first base is Trey Ochoa. So a few changes, 2 for the Bearcats, 1 for the Huskies.
Matt Deggs definitely uses his bench, doesn't he?
Absolutely. You said he's that by the gut coach. We've talked about it all game. He sees something he wants to make a change. Right now you got 2 runners on, no outs. Puts a faster guy on the base path, and now you send another guy to the plate to try to get something to happen.
Ball game began with a leadoff home run by the shortstop for HBU, Tyler DePretta Johnson. And then it was Sam answering with 4 runs on 3 hits in the second inning. Then a 3-run home run by Jake Pulshin tied the score in the 6th inning for HBU, 4-4. And then one out, or rather, one on later, it was Jake Scott hitting his 4th home run of the season, and that gave them a 5-4 lead.
So now up for the Bearcats, number 25, Jordan Cannon, comes in, hitting .261. This is his 56th game played. Usually a starter has 48 starts for the Bearcats, batting. He's 41 of 157, 9 doubles, 6 home runs.
Cannon last year was a pitcher for them. That's in for a strike. He appeared in 21 games. This year, he's come on as a freshman, he was a backup catcher and a right-handed reliever. Last year, he was just strictly a reliever. This year, strictly a position player. Out at second, and that's the only play they'll have for the first out. But the tying run now, and Hunter Hearn is 90 feet away.
Say it's a push bunt right to the third baseman. No play at third. He ends up going to get the runner at second. Here's one more look at it. Hard off the bat. Simone firing over to Fitzgerald.
Now Riley McKnight. Heron, you see right there at third base.
I'll say it's just a fielder's choice on the bunt. He's not credited with the sack. Got runners at the corners.
J.T. Newton trying to keep it right where it is. And boy, would he love the pitcher's best friend right now. Ground ball double play. McKnight, who's been on base all 3 times, wants to keep the streak going. Breaking pitch in for a strike. If anything else, McKnight would like to get a fly ball to where he can bring home Hearn from third base.
Yeah, anything deep, you're going to score 1. Wind has started to pick up here at Constellation Field. It's sweeping from left to right as the flags are really starting to move. About an inning and a half ago, they were laying straight down, so you've got some wind now that's going to play an impact on the ball in play.
The 1-1. Chopper out there. Out there! They got the ground ball double play that we were talking about.
I say, pitcher's best friend gets him out of the jam. Thought he might have beaten the throw to first. However, he is ruled out. Here's one more look. Preda Johnson fielding it. Over to second, over to first. That's 2, and that's the end of the inning.
We go to the 9th, and HBU still by a run. HBU going to the 9th up by a run, 5-4, and we looked at that play in between innings, and whoa, really close over at first base.
And you talk about bang bang, it doesn't get any closer than that.
That was the double play to end the 8th inning for Sam Houston State.
We'll look at Constellation Field as we get set here for the 9th inning. 7, 8, and 9 due up for HBU. So if you're Dakota Mills, you want to get 3 quick outs and get it back to your offense with a chance to walk it off.
Jake Scott, home run in the 6th, and that is the difference in this game. His 4th home run of the year to left. And that broke the tie at 4, and it gave HBU the 5-4 lead, and that's where we are here in the 9th inning. It's the bottom part of the lineup for the Huskies.
The second full inning of work for Dakota Mills. Faced 1 over the minimum in the 8th. And now he's behind 3-1 here to Jake Scott. You look at his numbers, batting .247, but those 4 home runs, that last being a crucial one here in this game.
Popped up first baseman Chisholm, and it'll be out of play.
A lot of depth to foul territory here in the infield. Fortunately, that one gets back out and out of play.
Right back. Boy, he had a pitch to rip, too. Earlier, the home run there in the 6th inning. That was a line drive shot that got out of here. His 4th home run of the season. And it gave HBU a lead of 5-4. That was a surprising inning, the way things turned out, didn't it?
Yep. There's a foul ball out of play. So just the way things turned. Head coach Jared Moon wanted to see his team have some better timing in later at-bats, and it paid dividends in their 3rd time through.
Because Riley Gossett was really cooking. Scott with the leadoff walk.
Third baseman number 36, Elijah Simone.
Elijah Simone, third baseman. So Simone 0 for 2. 0 for 3, beg your pardon, with 2 strikeouts. And they swing and a miss. Bunt up the first base side, and that is going to be fielded by the first baseman Chisholm. He goes over to McKnight covering the bag. Simone gets the sac bunt, and that's a big insurance run at second for HBU and Jake Scott.
So capitalizing on that leadoff walk, that sac bunt puts a runner in scoring position for the Huskies as they're hoping to add on an insurance here in the top frame. We've learned here in this tournament, no lead is safe, that being no more Truven this morning. Southeastern scored 4 runs in the top of the 9th, and there you see right now the Santa Fe Strong. It's a Southland Strong initiative. All teams in the Southland Conference are wearing those decals on their helmets. It's a very nice gesture by the Southland Conference and all the teams involved here. There you see it right there on his helmet.
Jack Fitzgerald. Dakota Mills, his job is just to keep them off the scoreboard and have, hopefully, for the Bearcats to have a shot in the bottom of the 9th.
And in finishing that note, we said Southeastern scored 4 runs in the top of the ninth, but it was the Colonels that rallied to score 5. And they're, of course, coming up in the game that'll start about 30 minutes after this one, facing Northwestern State.
In the Sam Houston State bottom of the ninth, it'll be the top of the order with Chisholm, Grisham, and Frege. 1, 2, 3 in their lineup. And if anybody gets on, it would be Clayton Harp, the center fielder. Breaking ball missing outside.
What are you looking at? Stop complaining. You got the high one. Terrible.
You hear those fans jeering back and forth at each other.
Make him swing the bat.
And you do that a lot when, you can shout across the ballpark at one another, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting to hear the two different dynamics because no two sides are going to be happy on the same call. So the 2-2 count.
Fitzgerald is, we talked about the Golden Sombrero yesterday. He's one away from the Golden Sombrero here.
Yeah, in that 9-hole spot, he went down swinging twice and then looking in the 7th. So yeah, he's one away. Fitzgerald, 45 strikeouts coming in today, now 48. Second most in the lineup.
Mills, low, good block by the catcher. Jordan Cannon is the new catcher for Sam Houston as he came on and pinch hit for Gavin Johnson back in the 8th inning. And there you go. The Golden Sombrero has visited us.
So you don't see those too often. That's 4 strikeouts for him, and you see the frustration as he walks back to the dugout. Over 4 Ks.
Tyler DePretta Johnson, the shortstop. Now it's going to come up with a 2-out clutch hit to get another run here for HBU.
As for Mills, over 30 pitches since coming on in relief. His second appearance here in Sugar Land.
Out of play, right side, strike 1. There's no tomorrow for either of these ball clubs.
To Mills, who got that 6-out save against Central Arkansas, doing a great job of keeping his Bearcats in it, as he hopes to send them to the bottom frame with a chance to walk it off.
Lined into left field. That'll bring their 6th run home. And going into second base safely with the double is DePretta Johnson.
You said he was going to have to come up big with a clutch hit to add that insurance run, and he delivers right there. He had the home run in the first, and now right now coming up clutch with a 2-out double.
That is his 30th RBI of the season. Scott scoring from second base. There's Jonathan Dukoff.
There's a look at the HBU dugout.
The Huskies coming up with a huge insurance run here in the 9th inning. And Dukoff pops it foul. The Bearcats, who finished #1 in the conference, coming in as the #1 seed, have won the tournament in back-to-back conference championship seasons. After last year making the Super Regional, only really losing one guy on their pitching staff.
Yeah, all the arms that got them through to Tallahassee are back this year. Unfortunately, right now they're finding themselves down 2-0. Excuse me, down 2 runs, 6-4. and they're going to have to come back here in the bottom frame, but they still got to get out of this one as it's HBU who continues to threaten.
The pitch. That's a strike. Dukoff 0 for 3, a walk in the third. The pitch. Popped up on a breaking ball in foul territory, and it is going to be caught by Chisholm. Oh!
What an effort.
I tell you, we've seen some great defensive plays in this tournament, and Chisholm with another one. A spectacular play, diving in foul territory, and it ends the top of the ninth for HBU. Last call for Sam Houston State coming up. JT Newton getting his warm-up tosses in, and he'll face the top of the order for Sam Houston State as HBU leads by 2, 6-4, with a huge insurance run in the 9th inning on the 30th RBI by Tyler DePreta Johnson. He started their scoring with the leadoff home run in the first, and then the RBI double in the 9th.
He's got the chance to book in the offense and propel them on to tonight's game against New Orleans. For JT Newton, he comes in now. His first full inning relief, he came in and got that crucial double play to get out of it in the 8th. And now for the Huskies, just 3 outs away.
And here's Blake Chisholm. And Chisholm takes a strike. Chisholm today got an RBI single in the 2nd inning. And for Chisholm, that was his 33rd RBI of the year. Other than that, grounded her out to the second baseman Fitzgerald, fly ball to left to Halloran, and grounded to the first baseman, his counterpart Buck, to end the 6th. He's down the count 0-2.
Yeah, hacking there. Trying to get something going as the Bearcats have their 4th time through the lineup. Hoping to be the catalyst, get them going here with the leadoff hit. But now he's got to be on defense here down 0-2.
Newton going from the stretch strictly, even though there's nobody on. Swing and a miss. And the catcher, Pulshan, tagging out Chisholm to complete the strikeout. And that is out number 1 in the bottom of the 9th for Sam Houston State.
Number 3, Jackson Grisham.
So Bearcats down to their final 2 outs, and it'll be Grisham who checked in left field in the 4th.
Jackson Grisham
had that ground rule double. Also flew out in the 7th.
Yeah, the ground rule double prevented Riley McKnight from scoring.
Yeah, with that ruling, only be allowed to have 2 bases, and he was on first. He was forced to go back to third, though if the ball had been live, he was easily about 2 steps away from home plate at the time of it clearing the fence.
And that would have made it 5-1. It did not, and the 6th inning happened for HBU, and that's where the difference in this game. The 4 runs for the Huskies. Just missing inside. Grisham.
So JT Newton filling up the strike zone. 11 pitches here. Got 3 outs, needs 2 more to propel the Huskies onward to tonight.
Into right field. And the tying run comes to the plate for Sam Houston State.
Grisham picks up his second hit. He had that ground rule double that we talked about, and now that single. So the game's not over until all the outs are recorded. Here's one more look. Goes down and gets it. Drives it through the right side of the infield, and he's up easy at first with a single.
Here's Andrew Frigé.
See the numbers there, 1 for 4 with that double. That came in the 7th.
Frigé has done everything he can and to keep his team in it. He's played great defense. He had that double, was stranded at third, and the last time he was at the plate. Number 3 hitter in their lineup. Grisham at first. The pitch. Lifts a fly ball that's playable. Dukoff in center. And it's now the Bearcats down to their final out.
So it all comes down to this for the Bearcats.
Well, I tell you what, this game started out the home run by DePretta Johnson, their shortstop for HBU, and then after that, Riley Gossett buckled down. Sam Houston State got 4 runs in the second inning on 3 hits. The 3-run triple by the number 9 hitter, Riley McKnight.
And you thought that was going to be enough. You saw, early runs for the Bearcats propelling them on. They scored 4 in that first yesterday. They got another big frame. Unfortunately, couldn't hold off the long ball of the Huskies as they hit 2 more home runs. And they're back on top here 6-4 and have Sam down to their final out of what could be for the entire season.
Clayton Harp, their last hope.
Harp 0 for 2 with 2 walks. So he's been on today, but still looking for that first base hit.
JT Newton trying to close it out. Newton trying to get his team-leading 5th save. Marshall Heron would be in line for the win. The loss, Riley Gossett. But a lot has got to happen between now and then. Just got a piece of it. Now they're down to a strike.
I'll say the last 3 tournament champions are in this game. It was HBU in 15 and then Sam Houston in 16 and 17. For the Huskies, they're 1 out away from trying to repeat that dream from a few seasons ago.
Fans come to their feet for HBU here at Constellation Field, looking to see their Huskies advance and live for another game. It's hit in the air, and this should do it. Left fielder, and he can't make the play. Halloran must have lost it in the sun.
I say we saw him earlier trying to track a ball down out there. The sunglasses were on his head then. That one he cannot find, and it gets down.
Going to take another look at that as Jack Rogers will be the last hope. And look at this right here. Halloran.
Say sunglasses still on the head as he loses that ball in the sun. Couldn't pick it up. And that'll bring a mound visit from Xavier Hernandez, the HBU pitching coach. So it's officially a base hit to the left fielder. Halloran couldn't see it as that one gets down, and there's runners at the corners. So the tying run is at first.
So
you saw him struggle with an earlier fly ball. and we commented on it. And now that one finds the ground.
So a single. Good runners on the corners. And now the winning run at the plate. Jack Rogers. Spencer Halloran. Couldn't make the play, and the Bearcats still clinging to life.
That's terrible. That has been a strike all day. Come on. Let him swing the bat, Blue. That's terrible.
Jack Rogers. Grisham at third. Harp at first. Both teams with 8 hits each.
Same pitch. You have no idea what you're doing. That's the same pitch. Awful.
Well, we have some vocal fans here, don't we?
Yeah, you hear someone clearly upset with the strike zone here in this at bat.
JT Newton comes set. And once again, the Bearcats are down to a strike. Dramatic come from behind victory for Nichols in the earlier game. Do the Bearcats stave off elimination and come from behind here? The answer to be untold. And breaking ball is blocked by the catcher Harp, and that's a big block because it keeps Harp, the tying run, off of scoring position, away from second base for the moment.
So he sacrificed his body and went down to block it. He's able to keep it right there just to his side, so Sam Houston unable to take advantage to move up.
The 2-2 with 2 outs, and the pitch. And he got a pitch to hit, and he fouled it back. That was one of those, oh boy.
I'll say defensive swing with 2 strikes. You got to be protecting the plate. Looking for something to drive here. Outfield all playing back.
Rogers started the rally back in the second inning when Sam Houston got their 4 runs with an infield hit. This one is chopped right to the second baseman, Fitzgerald, and that is the ball game. HBU comes from behind, and they stay alive. They win 6-4, and boy, what a couple of ball games here today.
So they found themselves down, rallied with those 4 runs in the 6th, added an insurance run in the 9th, and they move on to play tonight.
And so this tournament is turning out to be some great baseball. So, for Kyle Rogers, I'm Gerald Sanchez saying so long from Constellation Field in Sugar Land, where the final score, HBU 6 and Sam Houston State 4. All games airing on the ESPN networks or streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.